Once upon a time, Tierisia brevis species lived on Bula Island, an island off of the coast of Kazakhstan in the Caspian Sea, with little competition in environmental changes. Another species, the Gibinum tenus, lived on the coast of Kazakhstan.
Due to their similar characteristics, we can tell that they came from a similar ancestor. Tierisia brevis was unable to swim and fly and developed no mutations to continue their new species.
Gibinum tenus, however, continued on to reproduce offspring with diverse characteristics as it traveled across the diverse lands of Asia.
The Utalitatem family, or washers, are characterized by their round, metal shape with a hole in the middle. It started with a raised, circular shape, which allowed it to protect itself from predators.
The original species mutated into two species, a small flat washer and a large flat washer. The smaller flat trait benefited the species more because they could float on water to swim easier while hunting and hide in more spaces from predators.
These traits carried and formed their own species, Utalitatem aedes. The large washer migrated to India and was able to reproduce and thrive there due to its large size.
The larger size also allowed for more surface area to float and scare predators and other organisms that competed for the same food source. They became known as Utalitatem magnum.
Gibinum tenus made its way to Russia and developed traits to survive the harsh winters, such as a curved, more compact body to retain heat and the ability to burrow. These changes made the Parsium tenus, or ewe-nail.
The bent shape allowed the Parsium tenus to store more fat and burrow into the frozen Siberian earth. Living underground allowed the ewe-nails to hide their offspring from predators and get away from the snow.
As the Parsium tenus was hunted by small groups of early humans inhabiting Russia, they made their way across the Bering Strait and into North America.
When the strait melted, the species was isolated from the rest of its kind. Due to its isolation, the North American group began to develop new characteristics.
These new characteristics included curling into a tight, flat ball to constrict prey and having a second stomach to digest the poison of their main prey, scorpions. These new characteristics created a new species known as Patentibus imperfectum.
As the Parsium tenus made their way to the rainforests of South America, they found larger predators. In order to avoid these predators, the Parsium tenus became arboreal and developed into a new organism known as Haematum tenus.
They developed prehensile tails to hang from trees so that they could forage and remain stable on their branches, and sharp protrusions from within their mouths with spiky twists to defend themselves against predators. The first member, the Englandus crassus species, has no adaptations to differentiate from others. The Englandus had a fat appearance that allowed the species to wrestle with each other for dominance.
Englandus erexit grew a cap that enabled them to protect their young from other species by
the Englandus cornu, who grew wings and flew to England for more varied resources.
The Pesculum family evolved from the Englandus family. The Pesculum brevis had a positive mutation, a tail which allowed it to swim stronger and attack prey with strong force. Finding its way upon a British vessel headed to Australia, the Gibinum tenus were domesticated by British colonies in Australia. Through inbreeding, the Gibinum tenus became a new genus called Clavus.
The Clavus were bred into two species, the Aedes and the tenus. A small group of Clavus tenus formed a feral population in New Zealand. This group became increasingly aggressive towards humans.
Their large size became a disadvantage. Smaller Agressus brevis survived and passed down their small trait until the species became solely short, pointed creatures with huge, disc-like shells.
The Gibinum tenus in China were largely captured and sold by Chinese traders to the Japanese, who domesticated them.
The Japanese desired a creature that could be used to burrow through their acacia mountains to form paths for humans to travel with.